Welcome back, everyone, to the Grindhouse Frostfront qualifiers for day one. Here we have our Group B matchup of Meadow versus Dead Future. Here we have QZek on the side of Meadow, killing the survivors of Dead Future, playing the Hunters on the Ormond Resort 3. Overall, I think this build is pretty interesting. It is Undying and the Ruin to protect the Ruin, opting not for any pain res or like a pop of any sorts, and using Agitation to move hooks closer to where they are, where QZek really wants them to be here. We're going to get an early chase onto Dino Melon. Very Dino Melon's usual Dwight outfit, being able to be seen from halfway across the map. I'm going to aim the hatchet up, and not able to get Dino quickly losing LOS, so QZek is just going to keep moving on. I'm joined once again by my co-caster, Robot. Robot, what do you feel about this Hunters matchup, especially it being on this variation of the Ormond map?
Yeah, I mean it's quite large, you know, the map for Huntress to go over and try to control it. So that is definitely going to be a little bit difficult depending on the setup that QZek is able to get here. But you know, of course, it's Huntress. Things can go south in a matter of seconds depending on how survivors decide to play. Oh, good patience there by Fancy, getting the stun onto QZeka and avoiding the hit as well. So Fancy able to get a lot of distance here. I mean, that stun really made a difference. So I think you know, depending on how fast this goes, I mean it's lasting quite a bit of time as we see one generator completed. You know, the corrupt innervation timer is about to run out and still no downs. So Fancy able to delay the down here for quite a bit. So hook placement is going to be key here, because now we have 2 gens done, so no real value out of Ruin, but Ruin is right here, or at least one of the on one of the totems, at least, you know, I'm dying. So yeah, I don't know, that start was a little rough here for QZeka, so we'll see how they decide to manage it now that they probably have to go for freshes.
Yeah, that's gonna be the first hook on the board for QZeka here, but 2 gens popping. Normally, Hunters, I know what Hunters on Wrecker's Yard is the standard like 2k6 where you just get your one hook, you get your early down, then you just camp it with the Hunter's hatchets, and you get another down, you just camp the Hunter's hatchets, and then by that point all the gens were done, and then everyone's walking home. But on this Ormond variation, I really don't know what the standard I should expect here. We're gonna get a chase on Dino Melon here. The first hatchet connects, second hatchet very close to connecting, but misses barely. Now Dino Melon has to play around this very long side. Can he avoid the hatchet? The answer is no. Tries to crouch it to avoid it, but then I'm gonna get hit anyways as we a down onto Dino Melon. Another hook stage for QZeka here with 2 hooks on the board here. We just have to patrol our areas a bit. I find this general with a lot of progress on it. Can he have to before he pops? The answer is no, but Finesse getting away before you can even get tagged here. Having to play around this jungle gym around Huntress. Goes for the window instead. Actually, no, he's just gonna jiggy his way out of that tile. He's just gonna send it to the next tile, and QZek is not gonna get. He's gonna drop chase at that's another gen popping, and now we're left with 2 gens remaining here on the board. QZek trying to home the hatchet, see if he can find something, but does not end up finding something on that generator. Is gonna have to go back towards the hook. You're just gonna have to camp out this pallet. We're just gonna have to. QZek is gonna have to set up tent, you know, get the tent up in the ground, get a campfire going on, roast some marshmallows, and just wait out this hook here. We're gonna find the chase onto Fancy trying to play around it, but doing the same pathing as Dino, just sending it straight to Shack. Absolutely psycho behavior coming out here from the survivors of Dead Future, but I mean it works. Like it definitely worked. Like both people who just sent it straight to Shaq, Finesse, and Fancy didn't end up getting hit, so you know, that's a pretty good job from them. QZeka here is going to wait out Dino Melon, so if that's going to be Dino Melon going to second stage here, that's our second hook on the board. I mean, that's our third hook on the board for Kuzeka, and we're gonna find another gen here getting interrupted, and that's gonna be finding the unhook on the Dino Melon. That's gonna be Kuzeka running straight back to the hook, and that's gonna be the FTP coming through from Fancy onto Dino Melon to make sure that Dino Melon does not get instantly sniped and tunneled out of this game. Fancy, a fresh hook, realizing that Dino, they cannot afford Dino to be lost this early on, but the chit's gonna be onto Fancy here. Fancy after using the FTP, so unless they have a balanced landing to get themselves out here. Is that balanced landing? That is not balanced landing. That is not a balanced landing. Instead, that is just going to be a free M1 for Kuzeka here, and another down on the board, but another generator popping as well.
Yeah, great job here by Fancy, trying to delay the down, going away from where the generators are. And you know, something we were discussing earlier is the hook placement and the generator spread. And let's see, we have 1 gen here and 3 here, so it's not completely terrible here for Kuzeka, but it's not going to be easy, unfortunately. And we see a fast unhook here for Fancy, and now we have Finesse, and these rocks are so difficult for Huntresses to manage because, oh yeah, then we get the stun. The survivors have control because they can see Huntress over the rock, but it's not low enough for Huntress to try to get some hatchets over the rock to try to get the hit. So yeah, I mean, luckily for Kuzeka, oh wow, we have a little bit of an encounter here running into each other. Kuzeka played that really well, and Finesse also got the most out of it. So now we're going to see the down onto, I'm sorry, Jinxie. So Jinxie is going down. Oh, but we have someone here for the save and the blind. No, not blind. Not the blind going through because of the chair that was there in between them. But yeah, Finesse using the resource of the pallet to get the save. So great job here by Dead Future. You know, we only have 4 hooks so far, and you know, a lot of time has been wasted here for Kuzeka, so I'm not sure that they'll be able to delay any more gen progression. So I think Kuzeka is going to do the most the things that makes more sense here and try to get another fresh here off of Finesse. Finesse taking advantage of the corners here around the cabin in, or this building here in Ormond. So now getting a hatchet, now getting the down with the M1. So yeah, you know, Kuzeka actually going to, you know, to see if he can interrupt some of the progress here on the gate. No, just going around and getting the hook. So it's going to hook here close to the gate and negating, or try to negate the progress on unlocking the door and getting the save. So yeah, we'll see what Dead Future decides to do here, to see if they want to take their outs or if they want to risk it for the biscuit and try to get more outs with Finesse on the Beano hooked.
I definitely think that the correct option here is just to go for the outs. Not only do you have Jinxie, a fresh hook, getting out, but it's also like, it's Huntress. Like, it's very hard in endgame scenarios to get someone out against a Huntress. Like, she can wind up her hatchets and get the throws out very fast, and the recovery on that is very fast as well. And game scenarios like this, you kind of just take whatever you can get out. But to be fair though, that is only one. I didn't quite catch how many stages that was, but I do know that that was at least 1 fresh left remaining. So that's gonna be pretty important as we go, as we switch sides now, and we'll see if the survivors of Meadow can keep up the performance against whatever your killer Dead Future sites is bring out. So we're going to take a short break. Stick around while we get this next match set up for you guys, and we'll be right back.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to this Frostfront Qualifiers matchup between Meadow and Dead Future. We have Dead Future playing Killer at the moment. We saw Kuzeka playing Killer for Meadow earlier, getting 7 stages to refresh. And so for Meadow to win, they need 8 stages altogether, or 7 with 4 fresh. So we see Dino here on the Huntress breaking some walls around here, seeing some scratch marks, and we see his build is, oh, we get a hatchet so quickly here onto Nancy, and it down. Holy! So Dino coming out swinging. And with agitation, he's gonna be able to get a hook so fast. Pain Risk is banned for this, for the balancing of Frost Front here. So Dino opting for a different type of gen regression with Pop and Eruption. And of course, the staple of all comp games is Corrupt Intervention, but that is gone, of course, because we have someone down and on hook already. So I'm alongside. My name is Robot. I'm casting alongside Monarch today. Monarch, we see Dino here on a very strong position already, and with Dead Future already scoring 6 points throughout the qualifiers, do you think they can go in all the way and get the 9 points and get a perfect score, or do you think that Meadow is going to put their name on the board here?
Well, I do think that Dead Future has the capabilities of going full 9 points. I would like to point out the fact that if Dead Future wins this match, then Dead Future winning this match would guarantee both Dead Future and Gorillas moving on to the second stage. So not only is Meadow's tournament life on the line here, it's also technically Misery's as well. So this match has a lot of importance here, but ooh, Zeka getting sniped through the window here, gonna get a blind onto Dino Melon. Citrus could be like, hey, I don't like you breaking that pallet. I'm gonna shine a flash on your eyes to make sure you don't do that again. Oh, we going for the flashlight save? No, no save this time around. Citrus been flinging around that flashlight, but the one time that they really need to save, it does not come through. That's gonna be 2 gens popping. Zeka on Death Hook now. And that's being, so that's 2 stages so far, and that is also one of the fresh stages that Dino needs. So at this point, Dino, I think, is pretty confident in just leaving the hook. And no, Citro's in a really bad spot here, actually, because like even if Dino misses a couple of these hatchets, the Huntress wind up and like the cooldown for her power is pretty short. I'm pretty sure she can get the down on the Dino can get down on Citro here. Yeah, Citro's just in the edge of the map in the middle of nowhere. And Dino's gonna be able to pick up the down on that, even if Zeka's off the hook. This is pretty much a free hook for Citro here, but it's gonna end up finding Lily in the main building here. That only has 2 hatchets left to work with though. But in most cases, 2 hatchets is plenty of enough. Okay, never mind. Lily going sidestepping here and even avoiding the N1. So
How?
I don't know, but walks away. But Lily ends up walking away with all of her health stages intact here, but I cannot say the same for Citro here. Drax is gonna taking a hit, trying to pick up Citro from the ground here. Gonna try and get a snipe onto Draxy, but misses very slightly. Dino turn through the window. Prediction hit onto Citro is not gonna come through now. That's 3 members of Metal right now injured, and also means that's probably not a lot of gen parks being hit forward. That is going to be the forbidden breaking this wall tech on Ormond. I have not seen that wall broken in like forever, dog. I have never seen that before. We're going to try and hit through the railing itself. Really want to get this down on the Citro here, because remember, every fresh matters, and that's going to be the down onto Citro here. That's the reason why you break that door. It's because normally, if you break that door, that pallet, which is honestly most of the time a god palette, against certain killers becomes way harder to play around. That's gonna be the hook onto Citro now. That's gonna be 2 freshes and 3 stages, 2 freshes so far. Dino Melon is slowly working his way up to that win con, and we're gonna find another. We're just gonna pop this gen here, gonna eruption, and getting Pop Goes the Weasel on this gen for that instant gen regression, and a little bit of gen regression afterwards if another down comes through. So far, Dino I think is in a pretty good spot, I'd say. Like, yeah, I know 3 gens have already popped, but this is already a lot of progress being spread amongst the survivors of Meadow so far.
Yeah, I think you're right. They are resetting though, so they are all healthy now. But we see Dino setting up Eruption on 2 of these gens. So that is going to be a factor here when the next. Oh my gosh, what a hit!
Oh my god, over the rock!
I know, it's insane. And getting the hit on Citro too. So now Citro's gonna have to go and mend to waste a little bit of more time there. Oh no, unfortunately Lily here is caught off guard. And now they're gonna have to go upstairs most likely. And like you said, you know, this area here is not as strong anymore, especially with Huntress. Yeah, now Dino hitting over the pallet. Not even breaking it. I think that's gonna give the survivors a false sense of security over here, that they can go ahead and use that. But Lily dropping, so Dino is now just gonna pick up, of course, Eruption. Delayed some of the progress on the generators there as well. and now Dino's gonna get this hook again. Now this area here is seems to be playing. It seems to be uh, being useful here for Dino because he has eyes on this generator here that has at least 2 pistons going, I think. Now it's going to be regressed with Pop, and we get another eruption on it as well, and a reload. So good situation here for Dino. Now we do see the reset on Citro, and like you mentioned, Monarch, we are getting closer and closer to the win condition here, which is only 7 stages for Fresh or 8 altogether. So not going to be too difficult for Dino, I would say, because he's able to guard the gen that has quite a bit of progress and the hook as well. So if anyone comes along, they are going to have to pay for it, and most likely they won't get the unhook for free,
Oh,
especially with those hits that Dino has been hitting. Oh my gosh, these hatches are insane here from Dino.
yeah, I think Dino went back into the code of the game and turned Huntress' hatchets into homing missiles. These things are absolutely just dinking the survivors of Meadow right now. There's gonna be another hit on 2 and another hit. That's a quick 2-tap on the Draxi, and that's the last fresh stage that Dino needs. So that's all 4 freshes now, and with another hook onto Draxi, that's 5 stages, 2 more stages, and that is Dead Future going completely flawless in the group stage here. That is absolutely in the qualifier stage. That's actually insane coming from Dino here. Like, these hatchets are like, I understand that the hitbox of the hatchets are like pill size, so they're gonna hit around corners, but like even still, some of these shots have been absolutely impressive from Dino here. That's gonna be a reset coming on to Lily and onto Citra. Now everyone on Meadow is healthy and ready to get back to tackling these gens here. But if you're a Meadow survivor, if you're on a team Meadow right now, you're kind of sweating right now because it's like, well, first off, we have to get Draxi off this hook. With Dino being nearby, Dino could very easily just camp out this hook, and if he camps out Draxi, like they let Draxi fully die, then no matter what, they could pop all the gens, get everyone out. That's still the win for Dead Future. They actually just absolutely need to get Draxi off this hook. But with Dino Melon defending it, and especially against a Huntress defending a hook is absolutely brutal to go up against. So even Kuzeka here can posture for a little bit, try and position himself to get more into position. He needs all of his other teammates to try and get this through. They need to start. They really need this Hunter to start wasting more hatchet here. Draxi getting even closer to that second stage. Yep, that's the second stage for Draxi. If they let Draxi die in this hook, that is absolutely game over. They get the unhook of Draxi, but that's an instant chase on the Draxi here. A down and hook on the Draxi is the end of this match. Hatchet goes up. That's hitting Draxi over the trash bins. That's going to hit him, force him into the deep wound state in the endurance. Draxi doing a little bit of pathing, falling off the main building. Trying to avoid this Hatchet's Dino. Patience, but does not get the hit onto Draxi, and now Draxi has to play around this tile against Dino Melon on the Hunters here. Dino absolutely chasing Draxi. Draxi going to be heading straight for the shack here. Can he line up the shot? No, he does not get the hit onto it. Now we just have to chase around Shack here. Draxi still has a Shack pot to work with here. Not going to get the overhead hit. And Draxi is slowly winning this clock down because they can absolutely pop a gen in this meantime. Right now, if no survivor, if they pop a gen and get every single survivor through the gate, that is actually going to be the win for Meadow. But that's a pretty hard task, especially with Draxi in the deep wound state, having to play against Dino here, having to play around side. But the exhaustion coming through, however, that's not going to help too much. That'll give her the deep wound, so Draxi can see a little bit better. But oh, a nice dodge on the Draxi, but will not get him healthy. Now Draxi just needs to live. But oh, the hatchet coming through. And is this Citro ready for the flashlight save? He is not. No. Do they have enough survivors to stop this? Oh, that's gonna be down to Zeka, Zeka, but that is going to come through, and that is going to be the last hook stage. That is going to be that's going to be the 7 stages with all 4 freshers, meaning that Dead Future take the win over the set over Meadow, and that means that Dead Future will go completely undefeated in this group, getting the maximum 9 points, putting them completely at first place for the group here. I believe that the way that points work, that also means that, like, by default, since both Misery and Meadow have 0 points, I think that And since Gorilla has 6, I think that means that we know what 2 teams are going to advance from Group B. I think it's
Mhm.
I could be, somebody on staff could correct me, but I think it's Dead Feature and Gorilla at this point, as the way that points work out. Absolutely great job from Dino Melon here. It got like I said here, like I said, that end game was like Dino was just hitting so many impressive shots around corners. Like he absolutely knows what he's doing, Huntress. Um, that being said, we're still going to go on towards our final match of the day, which is Meadow versus Misery, which is the mastermind once again back on Shelterwoods 1. So we're going to take a small intermission as we get that set up. So stick around.